After nearly 5 decades of traveling, more than anything made by humans, Voyager 2 has recently returned a final transmission. And what it revealed isn't just historic, it's terrifying. This isn't just about deep space. It's about what's waiting for us in the dark. Tonight, we uncover what Voyager 2 confirms and explain why scientists fear this changes everything. Voyager 2's story begins in 1977. Just 16 days before its sibling, this spacecraft, Voyager 1, was built to do the impossible: explore the outer planets, then drift into interstellar space as humanity's eternal messenger. Unlike its twin, Voyager 2 took the scenic route, flying past Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus, and Saturn. It remains the only spacecraft to ever visit the last 2 planets, revealing details about Uranus's tilted magnetic field and the violent winds of Neptune. But Voyager 2's mission didn't end there. NASA engineers had built it to survive, to continue despite having passed its original mission timeline. As the years went by, Voyager 2 kept sending back data, even as its power slowly dwindled. More than 40 years later, both Voyagers are now beyond the heliosphere, the bubble of solar winds that shields Earth from interstellar radiation. Out here in the void, things are different. The sun's influence is weaker. Cosmic radiation surges. Magnetic fields twist and warp in strange ways. Voyager 2 has also been sending back whispers of what's out there. In 2018, Voyager 2 officially crossed into interstellar space. Scientists celebrated the human race had expanded its reach out into space. But what Voyager 2 began to report next made scientists uneasy. It was initially subtle: unusual magnetic readings, strange plasma density, and cosmic ray bursts that didn't match predictions. The spacecraft seemed to be brushing against something vast, something structured in the so-called empty space. NASA tried to downplay the findings as unexpected data variations. But behind closed doors, astronomers acknowledged that Voyager 2 was detecting patterns. And patterns in the silence of interstellar space means something or someone is out there. For years, Voyager 2 kept sending weak but steady signals across 12 billion miles of space. However,
the transmission started to change. The data became irregular, like interference was disrupting its flow. Engineers thought it was an error, but when they decoded the raw signals, they noticed something terrifying. Voyager 2 wasn't just sending back scientific data, it was sending structured pulses, almost like a reply, not from Voyager 2, but from whatever it had encountered. The craft's instruments weren't just measuring, they were echoing. Something was retransmitting a signal through Voyager 2, and in August 2025, Voyager 2's signal suddenly became weaker, before NASA announced that it was the last message. And that message would confirm what scientists had feared for years. Imagine sitting in NASA's Deep Space Network control room. The massive radio antennas spread across California, Spain, and Australia, listening to the dim heartbeat of a spacecraft 12 billion miles away. For decades, engineers had strained to hear those faint signals, weaker than a whisper from across the universe. But on that night, the signal was different. It seemed, at first, like static. The noise then subsided gradually into a repeating pattern, not random, not natural. Engineers stared at the screens as the data scrolled in. Plasma radiation, magnetic field surges, and readings, all encoded with precision. But the transmission contained something they'd never seen before: a mathematical progression, prime numbers, the universal language. Voyager 2's signal had been taken over by something else and was using it to speak. Let me know if you'd like.
At first, scientists thought it was Earth-based interference or perhaps some freak natural phenomenon. Yet, the accuracy of the numbers and their structure could only mean one thing: intelligence. The repeating sequence was followed by something even stranger: a flood of data resembling an image file. When engineers reconstructed it, their jaws dropped. The image, more like a silhouette, was unclear, distorted by the long transmission distance. But one thing stood out: it looked like a structure. This was not a nebula or a star, something with edges, symmetry, and patterns. And it wasn't just one structure. Voyager 2's instruments had recorded multiple signatures, as if it had passed near a cluster of artificial objects drifting in the space between stars. Some scientists immediately speculated, could this be a probe, an ancient machine left behind by another civilization? Others whispered darker theories that Voyager 2 had stumbled into someone else's territory and the signal was being used as a warning. NASA hesitated to release the details, but leaks began to spread across scientific forums. The final transmission wasn't just data, it carried a signal back, almost like a tag, as if Voyager 2 had been marked. It was likened by some to a message in a bottle being picked up not by kind individuals, but by something waiting in the deep. The most disturbing part: the final transmission ended abruptly. Not like a power failure, not like a natural cutoff. It was sudden, precise, almost like someone had turned it off. Now the world is left asking, what did Voyager 2 really find? There are three terrifying possibilities. Possibility 1, the cosmic fence. Some scientists argue that Voyager 2 encountered the boundary of another civilization's domain. The structures detected could be megastructures, perhaps probes, sentinels, or energy collectors positioned in interstellar space. If so, then humanity just made first contact, but not in the way we hoped. Instead of reaching out, we may have trespassed. Possibility 2, the ancient signal. Others suggest Voyager 2's data wasn't intercepted in real time, but rather sparked an old system already present. Imagine if an advanced civilization seeded the galaxy with beacons that remain silent until something crosses their route. It's possible Voyager 2 tripped one of these alarms, and the response we saw wasn't communication, but activation. Possibility 3, the reflection of ourselves. The most unsettling theory is that Voyager 2's signal was mirrored back, twisted into a form of communication, almost like holding up a cosmic mirror. If true, then something out there doesn't just see us, it understands us and wanted to inform us. But the ultimate fear is this: if Voyager 2 was tagged, then the human race has already announced its presence to the galaxy, and whatever received that signal knows exactly where we are. For decades, Stephen Hawking cautioned against transmitting signals into the universe, concerned that advanced civilizations might not welcome us with peace. Now, with Voyager 2's final transmission, those warnings feel chillingly real. Because Voyager 2 wasn't just a probe, it carried our story. The golden record, with sounds of Earth, greetings in 55 languages, and music from across cultures, was our attempt to reach the stars. But we may have given away our address. Now, the spacecraft that once symbolized humanity's hope may become the reason we fear the dark. As Voyager 2 drifts silently, lifeless into the void, one question remains: did it just confirm we aren't alone? Or did it confirm something far more terrifying, that we were never intended to depart from our cosmic neighborhood? Voyager 2 was humanity's messenger of hope, but its final transmission may have carried a warning not just for scientists, not just for NASA, but for each of us individually. Because out there in the darkness, something is listening, and now it knows.